I also had the opportunity to speak with the candidates running for state representative for the 13th Norfolk District, including incumbent Denise Garlick and challenger Ted Steinberg. Here's a look at what they had to say. Why are you running for state representative?
So I'm running for state representative where I have served in this position for 7.5 years. It is an honor and a privilege to represent the 13th Norfolk, which is all of Needham, Dover, and Medfield. I have lived in this community for 31 years. I have raised 4 now young adult children here, and throughout the entire time, I have deeply believed in public service, whether it was volunteering or serving as a town meeting member. I served on our Board of Health and I served on our Board of Selectmen. Service and commitment is deeply ingrained in how I live my life in this community. I share the issues of our children, families, older adults, veterans, and our very vulnerable populations that live in this town with us as well. And I want to serve those individuals. These are unsettled times in our country, and I believe that we need an experienced individual who understands our district well on personal and larger municipal issues and can help us to navigate these troubled waters.
I'm running to give the community that raised me the type of leadership that we both want and deserve. Right now, as I go, I knock on doors and I talk to people in this community. It's very apparent that people think that politics as it is right now is just not what it should be. And we certainly see it at the federal stage, but we feel it right here in Massachusetts. We have a state house that lacks transparency and lacks accountability. Our representatives hide behind unrecorded votes. They actually voted to make roll call votes in committees unpublished, and it's just antithetical to democracy in my mind. They may say that their record is public, but that doesn't mean it's published. It doesn't mean it's accessible. So I'm running to fix that. I'm going to make my entire voting record public and published. I'm going to put it on my website so it's nice, easy, accessible for everyone to see, with explanations as to what I did and why I did it, because you deserve to know where your representative stands on the issues. Because as we work to get good government reform, it has strong implications on policy outcomes. If you look right now, it's why Massachusetts is lagging behind in areas where we need to be leading the way. We haven't enacted education reform in 25 years. The classrooms were crowded when I was going to school here. That problem continues to persist. It's why we've been unable to enact strong environmental policy. We're taking baby steps. We need to be taking leaps forward, because every day that we wait is just more we have to compensate for in terms of going towards 100% renewable energy. It's why we failed to protect our immigrant community from Trump's deportation agenda. The legislation that would have solved this, or at least prevented it here in Massachusetts, has been up for 6 years, still unable to get a vote. That's unacceptable. And these problems shouldn't be happening in Massachusetts. We haven't even been able to protect our LGBTQ youth. We're supposed to be leaders on this, but we haven't even been able to ban conversion therapy. And it comes down to the fact that we don't have enough people at the State House who are willing to act. We have a lot of supporters, people who say they support these causes and support these issues and even support this legislation, but support in and of itself is not going to get laws passed. We need people who are going to act.
Why do you think you're a good candidate?
So on the local level, I talked briefly about the positions that I've held in town related to service and to leadership. Hard work equals results. When I was on the Board of Health, we had 4 adolescents who died of suicide in an 18-month period. And I founded and chaired the Needham Coalition on Suicide Prevention. It exists today. It has helped our entire community to be stronger. In our community now, we have a very strong curriculum on social emotional learning. All of that work comes from the beginning of that Needham Coalition on Suicide Prevention. I served as our vice chair of the Board of Selectmen when, after 20 years of talking about how important our seniors were to this community, they were still meeting in the basement of a building that flooded. And I chaired the committee when we built the senior center that is this robust, vibrant building now in Needham Heights. And at the state level, I am a registered nurse. I've been a nurse for all of my life, on my feet, delivering direct care in people's moments of great sorrow and in their moments of great joy. And with that experience, I have now served on all of the healthcare committees in the legislature. I've been the chair of the Joint Committee on Elder Affairs, and I am presently the chair on the Joint Committee on Mental Health, Substance Use, and Recovery. Those results translated into an entire program of how we're looking at older adults aging in the community and in the Commonwealth. And I am one of the 3 authors with the governor and the Senate co-chair of the opioid bill that deals with the disease of addiction in our Commonwealth that was passed on July 31st. So in everything that I have done, I believe in service, I have been able to lead, and I've been able to produce tangible results for my community and now for my Commonwealth. And just briefly on the national level, I wanted to share that I am one of only 24 people who has been named in the country as an opioid fellow, and am helping to lead the discussion on how we deal with the issues of opioids and the disease of addiction in the nation as well.
I believe I'm the best candidate for this as someone who has grown up here, born and raised in this community. I went to schools here, I played sports here, I learned things here, and the values of this community really rub off on you when you grow up here. And it's time we bring those local roots to Beacon Hill. So it was actually my kindergarten teacher, Miss Albuquerque over at Hillside, who was the first person to tell me to run for office. That really sticks with you. And it inspired me to pursue opportunities in politics, again, at the local, state, and federal level, fighting for legislation, building coalitions, navigating and helping constituents go through the bureaucracy that is. It's a complicated system. People need our help. We need a constituent services office in the district. You shouldn't have to go to Boston to get Boston level support. I'm here to be accessible, open, and honest with every resident here.